What's good, what is good? Garden and Knicks podcast, episode 10, Tone Woo. We gonna call this one, The Knicks Moves. Now, before I get started, I want to give a shout out to all my Knicks platforms out there. First and foremost, none other than man, it's the Knicks. Salute to you, Ron. Legion of Knicks, Blanche Tears, Knicks at Night, Knicks Morning Drive, JD Sports Talks, Knicks for Life, No Haters, Tony Crow, Knicks and Bruises, Gunk, Die Hard Knicks, For the Love of the Game podcast, Z, keep cooking over there, my brother. Shout out to L, my man Project Nerd and those guys. But just go to the YouTube bar at the top, just put in Knicks podcast, and all of us will pop up because we're the greatest franchise in the world. Now, I want to get into what I'm hearing now about the Knicks saying that they're thinking about holding back on cashing out on a major free agent and free agency, and pretty much considering maintaining that cap space going into next free agency. Now, here's my thoughts on that. I feel like either which way the front office decides to choose and go, I'm going to support. If we decide to gut the team to a certain extent and bring in some real marquee talent in here, I'm all for it. If we decide to add a couple of more young pieces to the core that we already have, I'm all for it. Either which way we go, Leon Rose in that front office, I'm co-signing. I trust those guys because they pretty much brought winning basketball back to New York. Something that we haven't seen and had since the Carmelo days, post that, the Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston days. So I say that to say this. They can't make a bad move in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to just wait and see what they want to go do. And saving that cap space until 2022, in my opinion, also could be a good move because that's when more or less a lot more marquee free agents are going to be available. And you'll be a little bit more flexible to sign not only one, but maybe two or three with the cap space that we got. You never know. So you got to stay tuned on that. And I also want to touch on a topic I've been hearing about this year's draft class. And the Knicks are looking to draft draft prospect Jared Butler and the other boy Luka, the center guy or whatever. But pretty much for the most part, I don't really see that much talent coming out of this draft right here, other than the top 5 spots. Beyond that, I think the rest of the talent coming out of this year's draft is mediocre. I could be wrong, but that's just me. I think next year's draft class and the following year's draft class, when them boys going to start coming out of high school, things is going to really start looking more on the upside, just like that 96 draft class, something similar. Not as legendary, but a little bit more talent in multi-positions. But, Julius Randle has been cooking in the gym. I've been watching a lot of his off-season workouts, and I see him putting in that work as he should because he has an MO he's going to have to live up to coming into next season or for the season he just had. But as far as point guard goes with this team, we all still in the log jam trying to figure out, are we going to get a marquee point guard? Or are we going to go get a young point guard? Or are we going to go get a second-tier point guard? But I'm also hearing that the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs are in deliberations to try to acquire Dante Murray. What players are the Spurs trying to get from us? I don't know. Is it just picks? I don't know. All I know is I've seen about 2 or 3 articles online, so I know it has to have some kind of heat to it. So it's something you want to keep your eyes on that. But that's definitely a sleeper trade. The Dante Murray is definitely an underrated two-way point guard. And on this team, great things can happen. Great things can happen. But, whatever direction we go in, like I said, I'm pretty confident. I'm still no to Sexton. His contract's good. I'm not a fan of his game. That's just me. If we end up with Sexton on this team, of course I'm going to support him. I'm not going to become a Sexton fan. You won't catch me in his jersey, anything like that. But I am a New York Knicks supporter, and I do support the franchise and this shield behind me. So, you on this team, I support you. But before you on this team, getting my vote to be on this team, no, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And one last thing I want to touch on is I'm hearing rumors that Damian Lillard came out publicly and said that he doesn't want to be traded and he wants to give it another go in Portland. Now that your boy Dame Dollar came out and spoke up for himself and stated where he wanted to remain, I pretty much gives Portland all the leverage, and if they want to move him, if they decide to move him. And that's pretty much a red flag for the New York Knicks. Even though I like Dame, I think, like I said, I'm all for Dame being on this team, and I feel like Dame would take us over that hump and move that needle. I just feel like now we got to stay away from Dame because the stakes done changed with him. And us going after him now that he done publicly came out saying that's where he would like to remain, I just don't think it'll be a good business move for us. So now it's time to go to either plan B or plan C. You know what I'm saying? And that's my take on that. And I'm not going to, touch on any more Damian Lillard videos or his free agency or where he could end up possibly until free agency starts and we get down to the bottom of it and see where this guy's going. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much about it. And we're a couple of days away from the draft. We're about a little less than a week out from the draft, and I'm excited about that. And like I said in my last video, we're gonna know what direction the front office is going in once the draft comes and goes, and hopefully we do something good. But like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Garden of Knicks episode 10. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call this one just the eyes on the prize. You know what I'm saying?